Well, hello there, and welcome to LUKE-N-SHAE'S place. My name is Shantae. You can call me Shay. And I just wanted to actually connect with you guys tonight just to see how you guys are doing and just have a little chat. But before I begin, please subscribe, like, and share. So tonight I wanted to chat about accountability. How many of you take full accountability for different things in your life, situations? Do you take full accountability? Have I taken full accountability? No. I've gotten better, so much better though. And that's what I wanted to chat with you about, because I can kind of share with you what actually worked for me in taking accountability. Because I was the person that would actually play the blame game, and I never noticed it. But that's where a good friend called me out on it. Yes, I'm talking about my co-host, Luke. Just in conversation, when I first met Luke, just in conversation, talking about life and different things, it always reverted, our conversations reverted back to my past. And I didn't know why. My past mattered. Why does everything seem to lead with things about my past? And until I actually started to talk about things from my past and take accountability for some things from my past, I didn't really know that I was walking around sort of like a zombie sometimes, just tired and carrying my past on my shoulders, not realizing that that was really just draining me. And when I started to look at what accountability really was, because I always started my stories with, that wouldn't have happened if they didn't do this, or I wouldn't have done this if this person didn't do that. The blame game, not taking accountability for what I did. And that's not to say that sometimes we don't have situations that are no control of our own. There's some things that we just can't control. But I'm talking about the things that we could control, our choices. What choices have we made? What choices could I have looked at a little bit differently before I actually did whatever it was? What is going to be the outcome of this choice? How will it affect me in my future? How will it affect my family in the future? How will people actually look at me in the future? Because when we're thinking about the here and now, and sometimes our decisions, it's made on an impulse. We're not thinking logically. Sometimes situations, and we'll be like, oh my goodness, and we're just, I think of relationships that way. I think of when I tell my stories about a past friendship or relationship, I never really put myself as the person that messed that friendship up or that relationship. I always started with, oh, well, that's an easy story. They did this. Until I started to say I in my story, because that was really hard for me to do, to say I chose to do this. I could have done this differently. I could have given grace. When I started to say I and actually look at myself, and hold myself accountable for different things. And that was actually rewinding into my past, because that's where it had to start from. Because only then could I have the growth that I have today. Because I was going through life like it was just an image. Okay, how do I want people to view me? How do I want people to see me? And until I got rid of those past things that I carried with me, those things that I just thought I was in the right about. Oh, it wasn't me. It couldn't have been me. Until I started taking accountability for different things. And I started to step back and look at life, and I saw growth. And at first it was scary, because even my family, I would be in my room watching a sermon or reading, doing something that, normally I would be doing something else, but when the hours were put in after work, and wow, you could find me in my room watching a sermon, or, watching a movie that was inspirational, things that, I started to see differently. My wording, my words, things that I said to people were different. The way I looked at people were different, because I held myself accountable. And I would start my day with, okay, it might be a day where I was feeling tired, not wanting to, but what am I going to do today differently that I didn't do yesterday? What is something positive I can say to someone else? How can I uplift someone today? How can I make a difference? How can I put a smile on someone's face? I started to realize that I was caring more for people around me. Why? Because I actually started to not just like myself, but love myself. When I was too busy blaming other people for my outcomes and different things, I forgot to do a self-check and say, what could you do today? What can you do today? What could you have done differently then? How can you make a difference with yourself? So then no one is seeing basically an image that's not really you. You're actually putting out your real self. You're not wearing your representative. You're not walking around just not being yourself. Someone's actually looking at you and saying, wow, there's something about you. There's something about you that's different. And I'll never forget, I was at work one time and, just doing my job, and, you don't really realize how people view you, or they notice things about you, or, But I remember a coworker telling me, like, I don't know what it is about you. There's something about you, and I need whatever it is, the energy that you're putting off, I need whatever it is. And I just looked at her and I said, I don't know. It has to be Jesus. And she said, well, I need Jesus. And I'm like, he's there. He's there. You just go to him. He's there. But just something like that, just somebody noticing, wow, there's something about you. And that made me realize, okay, I have growth that I have reached that I didn't even realize that I needed. So accountability is important. And when you take accountability, you'll realize that, wow, there's no more, oh, this person, that person. You're going to look at yourself and you say, you know what? Your choices are going to be different. You're going to be thinking, wow. You're going to think before you speak. You're going to think, because you're going to be wondering, how is this going to affect me in my future? What will people say about me in the future? So with that being said, viewers, I just wanted to do a little check-in with you all. And it's been a few days since we've been posting. We'll have some more real talks. Thank you so much for tuning in. Wear your smile. And I'll see you next time.